Hey y'all, Wendy G. Young here. A couple of years ago, I started an adventure of discovering what my life purpose was. I had been in a business for 17 years, the ergonomic business, and it was very clear to me what my niche was. It was about ergonomics. It was about helping my clients be comfortable in their bodies, to stay in their physical comfort zone, so that they wouldn't get carpal tunnel syndrome and back pain and neck pain. And when they did, it was my job as a consultant in the corporate world to really help them examine how they sit, how they hold their bodies, what they do with their bodies while they're working. And it allowed me to really get in touch with skills that I didn't know that I had. So I sold that business a few years ago and developed my DVD all about the body, about using the body as a manifestation tool. But all during that process, I felt very lost. I felt as though I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't know what my niche was. Yes, I had developed this spiritual manifestation technology, but I still felt like I had no purpose, because being in a purposeful business for 17 years and knowing every day what it is that we're here to do, and then not having that, was very scary to me. So about a year ago, I discovered another possible niche for myself, which is divine inspiration, which is one of my gifts. And though still I was really lacking, I didn't get why it was hard for me to step into it. And so I attended a life purpose weekend and discovered more fully what it was about. And I was able to look back on my life and see how I stuffed my feelings, and how that was a clue to what my purpose was. And so then this past January, I discovered more fully that my life purpose is about modeling emotional authenticity to the world, to being a support to the world in that area, to model emotional authenticity and divine desires. Now, we hear a lot about being authentic here in the social networking world, about, just sharing what's going on in our lives. And personally, it has been challenging for me to share. I have had this kind of life that has just been like here, there, and everywhere. And it's like, what do I share? So much is always going on. And so when I discovered that this purpose of mine is about emotional authenticity, and it allowed me to really sink into the fact that I really am very deep. I always have been, I've known it, but when it was pointed out to me, I was able to really settle into this notion of the depth of me. That's just who I am. I naturally go very, very deep. Yes, I'm very light and lighthearted, and I'm also very deep. So I feel from one extreme to the other very easily. And so people gravitate towards me because they want to express their feelings and feel better when they leave, or they gravitate away because they sense that I'm somebody who may bring up their feelings. So emotional authenticity is about really settling into your core, allowing yourself to feel your feelings as fully as you possibly can in that moment. The more that you can feel your feelings at that depth, the more that you're able to release whatever darkness may be inside. And the more dark that we can release or discover and examine and look at, the more light can come in. The more laughter, the more happy, the more brilliant and joyful our lives can be. So it makes sense. It's made so much more sense to me why my life has been the way it's been. Having family and extended family and friends that would clam up, that wouldn't be able to talk to me about things. Now, I'm not saying that I haven't clammed up. I'm not saying that I haven't shared fully, but I've always been this kind of person that's tried to get people to talk to me, to try to work things out, resolve things differently. And I've also learned when it was time to shut up. Be quiet, Wendy. And what's most important that I want to express right now about the importance of being emotionally authentic is because of the times that we're living in. There's a lot of people experiencing a lot of things that they've never experienced before. They're feeling feelings, thinking thoughts they may have never thought before, and it's causing a lot of challenges. And it's very scary. It can be very scary to feel fully, to allow ourselves to go to the deep depths that it may take to work out our CRAP. But I feel that we must do our best to jump in. You know, sometimes we just have to jump in. You know, it's like the pool. You know, we stick our little foot in, we stick our little foot, our little toe, and our foot, and our hands, and then we think about jumping in, but it might be a little bit too cold, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. Don't know if I'll be able to handle that, if I'm going to like it. So, you know, then we might just sit down on the side of the pool and put our legs in and slowly ease our way in. Whatever way works for you. It's just that it's my belief that, you know, we've come to a time where it's time. It's time for us to feel, and the more that we can feel, the more that we can live all of those dreams and desires that we have had for how long? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? Maybe there's new dreams that you're having. So that is my take on emotional authenticity and why I think it's important for us to start to pay attention to it and begin to put our little toe in the little baby pool, perhaps. Start with baby steps. Start to walk with and connect with our innocence that lives inside, that sometimes we can only find when we wade in the water a bit. Take a look. Thank you for letting me share.